Greetings, royal family. Welcome back to another review for Tyler Perry's Bruh. Thanks for clicking on the video. Let's get straight into the shenanigans. So, Tom, this is the tall doctor, tall, light-skinned fella who's a doctor. He decides that he wants to go and confront John about where he got all that money, right? Remember on the previous episode, John, he took the loan from cousin Leon. He showed up at Tom's place where the bros were watching the football game, and he overheard them talking about him. He handed them all of the money that he owed them, and he bounced. So Tom is the only one that's kind of concerned, like, where did he get this money? Like, the other bros, which is Bill and Mike, they don't really care. Mike is interested in Andy Barnes. Yes, Andy Barnes, Andrea Barnes from Sisters, was in the previous episode. So they seem to, Mike and Andy seem to be working with each other in some capacity. So that's his next, interest, his next girl, because he's supposed to be like a playboy. Anywho, we shift gears to the sandwich shop. Remember, John is the sandwich shop owner whose mother is extremely inappropriate. Gosh, anyway, John shows up at his sandwich shop, which is it's closed. He turns on the light and he sees his mother being serviced by some man. The man turns out to be John's teacher from high school. The mother says that she's been dealing with him since he was in the 10th grade. Now, his mother was doing what she was doing in the sandwich shop on the table where people eat, y'all. Oh, God, why is he writing this woman's character like this? Like, it's gross. It's really gross. So, of course, John is grossed out. He tells the guy to leave, and his mother has on lingerie in the middle of a sandwich shop. Ugh, gosh, this is crazy. This is almost worse than Sisters. I have to be honest. Like, that right there. Moving along, Tom ends up showing up, right? And he wants to know where John got all that money. So his mother asks, what money? Mind you, his mother is standing there wearing lingerie, and she's flirting with John's friend Tom. No shame. So back to the money. Anyway, John, he hands his mother a wad of cash, and he's like, here. I'm tired of you always saying that I pay for everything. And she's like, boy, I still fold your clothes. So he refuses to tell his mother and Tom where he got the money from. His mother figures it out that, he got the money from cousin Leon. John doesn't confirm nor deny it. So his mother didn't take the money. She left it right there on the table. She says, no, I don't want any money, any drug money. John points out, Ma, you used to sell weed. And she said, that's different. That's from the Lord. It's just like, oh my God. And then she starts making inappropriate sexual jokes towards Tom. She has a whip in her hand. So after all of that nonsense, she ends up walking off. And she tells John, look, you got to get up out my house. He says, fine. So John, he lets Tom know to mind his business. He says, y'all want to talk about me. Y'all didn't think that I could do it. You guys didn't want to help me. So I did it on my own. So he basically tells him to get out. Mind your business. Leave me alone. So then Tom, he leaves. So back at Tom's house, we see baldhead Bill. He's in the bathroom and he calls his ex, Regina. He ran into her at the sandwich shop last week and she's engaged to one of Bill's former classmates. So he wants to meet up with her and talk. She's just like, what do you want to talk about? We're over. Like, I'm happy we moved on. So apparently Bill seeing her earlier and finding out that, she's now engaged, she's happy. It made him feel a certain way. He wants that old thing back, basically. So he wants to meet up with her to get some quote unquote closure. She agrees, she wasn't with it at first, but she agrees to meet up with him. And she says, let me talk to whatever her fiance's name is, and Frank or whatever, and see what he says. So she's with it, but she has to speak to her fiance first. And she says, I would have done the same thing for you, So Bill wants Regina to come over to his place to talk. She's like, why can't we meet up at a coffee shop or, So she says, let me get back to you. So that conversation ended. And you can see he was a little bit emotional because remember, the guys are over by Tom's house. They were watching the game. Tom left to go see about John at the sandwich shop to find out where he got that money. So this leaves Mike and Bill at Tom's house. So Bill, he comes out the bathroom, and Bill and Mike, they start talking about relationship, and Bill is asking Mike, that's little mini Mike, if he and Pam are still, messing around with each other, and if she knows that she's one of Mike's many side chicks. So, Bill starts laughing, and Mike is oblivious to the fact that Pam is really trying to get Mike to commit to her. She wants to decorate his plays. She watches football. She likes chicken wings and beer. And Bill is trying to school him, but he's not seeing it. He's like, nah, she's not trying to get me to commit. Then Bill, baldhead Bill, he references a book titled How to Get a Black Man to Commit. Oh, Tyler. And he says that women read these books and they play these tricks on men to try to get them to commit. And that this is what Pam is doing to try to get Mike to commit to her. So, of course, Mike is like, nah, I'm not interested in Pam. She's okay with being the side chick. So here's the deal with Bill and Regina. This is their story, the long and short of it. He broke up with her. He wasn't ready, for a commitment, a long-term commitment. Then he sees that she's basically moved on and is now engaged. And he remembers that he's still in love with her. And he regrets letting her go, basically. So Mini Mike, he points out all the things that Bill said about Regina. You said this girl was smothering you. He dumped her. Bill dumped Regina. And Mike is like, but you said that she was smothering you and you couldn't wait to get rid of that girl. Then Bill says, no, you couldn't wait for me to get rid of her. And Mike tells Bill that he's too young for all this monogamy-ish. Now, it seems to me that Mike has been giving out bad advice. First, he encouraged Tom, the doctor, to sleep with his co-worker, the nurse, who's now crazy. And he had a one-night stand with her, and she's all obsessed with him now. Then he encouraged Bill to dump Regina, kind of. Mm-hmm. Mike wants to be a playboy, and it seems like he wants his bruz to be a playboy just like him. Interesting. So Bill is like kind of rethinking this whole thing. Like, Bill's wondering if he was wrong for dumping Regina, and he wonders if Regina was the one. And Mike isn't trying to hear any of that. He said he's been looking at Andy's social media pages, and he's digging her. Yes, Andy from Sisters. He's digging her, so I guess that's his next, girl on his roster. So Mike says that he's not interested in having a soft conversation. He said that Bill is acting like a itch. And Mike says that Bill is acting weird, you know what I mean? And then Tom ends up walking in. He's back from the sandwich shop. And he tells the fellas that John got the money from cutting Leon. So they're like, wow, really? Mike is like, well, he's a grown man. He can do whatever he want to do. Tom says that he's giving the money back that John paid them back. He says, no, I'm giving that money back. And he encourages the other fellas to do the same thing. Mike, he walks out. He doesn't care. Bill returns his share. And Tom's plan is to give him back that money and try to stop him from going into a partnership with Cousin Leon to buy that club. We shift gears to Bill, baldhead Bill, and Regina, his ex. So she shows up to his house. However, she says her fiance is in the car waiting. Okay, I know that's right, girl. So Bill, he basically lets her know that he is still in love with her. Regina is really not trying to hear that because Bill did her dirty. She said, you dogged me out. How could you still be in love with me? Like, are you crazy? He says that he was being stupid and he feels that she is the one that got away. So as she was leaving, just as I suspected, he grabs her and he kisses her passionately. And that's where the episode ends. See, that was painless. Now, again, these episodes, no commercials, they're short. And I hope that Tyler Perry continues to keep them short. We don't need like a 45-minute episode. So that's episode 3. They released the first 3 episodes on the night that the show premiered. So we shall see what'll happen. Will Regina take Bill back? Will Tom be successful in stopping John from making a terrible financial mistake? And for Christ's sake, will John's mother stop being so sexually aggressive? I guess we have to tune in next week to Tyler Perry's Bruh to see. So, Royal Family, get down in the comments. If you have seen this episode, let me know. If you're wondering, the show does air on BET Plus, which is a paid subscription. So for those of you who are not interested in subscribing to BET Plus, I got you. Make sure you tune in every week. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think if you saw the episode. If you didn't see the episode, still let me know what you think. Keep all comments respectful. Hit the like button before you walk out the door. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you join our conversations over here in the Royal Family. And make sure you hit the notification bell and select all. This way you won't miss out on any of my uploads. All right, I think I said everything I needed to say. All right, Royal Family, I'm signing off. And until next time, peace.